party that we didn't have on the pitch last night, but we have it here in the studio. Welcome to our new set. Do you like it or not? Let us know. Let us know. It's important for us, for our confidence. And well, let's talk about this game that comes against Las Palmas. Arguably one of the most difficult games we're going to have in the following months. So let's see how Real Madrid, what we think we're going to see on the pitch, and how Real Madrid get to this game.
Getting to this tricky game against Las Palmas, I think, especially after what we saw this week.
Yeah.
And having a tie against Villarreal at home, which I think was probably one of the worst performances that we've seen in the last couple of matches, or sort of just going in line with what we were hoping we weren't going to continue to see, and it was sort of reinforced what we saw in the Bernabeu. So this game we're going with Kiko Casilla in goal.
Kiko Casilla, still no doubt. Then we're going to use Pepe and Ramos. I think Ramos didn't have a good game last night. He's probably, kind of unpredictable on when he's going to perform like, one of the best center backs in the world and when he's not. But Varane definitely looked very shaky last night, so I think it's going to be Pepe and Ramos.
I agree. I mean, Varane unfortunately made a very green, a very immature error that led to the handball in the box.
By Ramos.
And that was by Ramos, and that was just a horrible. I don't know why he was dribbling in that position. So Varane, we're not really seeing the best of Varane. He started out good this season, but I don't know. We're seeing sort of what we saw the last couple of seasons with Varane.
Yeah,
so,
it's not
Pepe,
ready, not
no.
ripe. Varane is not ripe. But we're going to go with Carvajal on the right and Danilo on the left. It's not his natural position, but...
No, but I thought he did a really good job. And speaking of the match against Villarreal, I thought he was one of the better players that evening, playing on the right and then coming out on the left, which isn't his natural position. But I thought he did a good job, and not just putting balls in to cross them in, which is a lot of what we saw in Villarreal. He was actually crossing balls in with purpose and with intention. So I thought that was good.
Yeah, and then in the midfield, we had a lot of doubts and difficulties to agree on something, but we're going to go with Modric. Modric is back, so he's going to play for sure. I mean, we saw last night that we need a player like Modric. With Kroos, and then we're going to go with Isco. Kind of counting on the fact that we're going to play the 4-3-3. We're not putting James in, not because, he's already started the last two games, he's done well. But I think for this game, or at least for what we saw that Real Madrid are lacking, is more of interior play, maybe a bit more possession. I think Isco is a better prepared or a better equipped player for that.
Yeah, that's more of his style of play. I mean, we do love James, and he has done a great job, so no one freak out. We don't think that James is now no longer going to be in the starting 11. We see that he can do well. But I think that this, coming off of what we saw, and if we're correcting our mistakes and moving forward, I think that we do need Isco in this position to sort of combine a little bit more with Modric and connect the midfield with the forwards.
And again, I'm going to say this the whole season, I've already said it, the fact that James is not starting does not eliminate him from the equation.
Exactly.
And you can always, bring him in for the last 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and, he showed that
he can make a difference.
He can make a difference even playing 15 minutes.
Right.
But still, and up top we're going to go with Bale and Cristiano. Zidane talked about it yesterday, and, they're in form. Apparently, and Zidane said okay, they need to have more minutes to get back in that, playing rhythm, being match fit.
Zidane made it very clear that Cristiano was going to play. Zidane said that actually when Cristiano's not on the field, that he's worried that he would rather see him on the field because he knows that goals are going to be scored. If he's not scoring goals yet, goals are going to come. I don't know if you agree with I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that yes, it's good to have Cristiano on the field, but we can't always count on him. We can't wait 90 minutes and say, hey, at some point Cristiano's going to score.
Yeah. I agree with that, on a general big picture of Cristiano's career.
Right, goals
but
will
not
come.
in the context of what we've been seeing the last couple of games. And up top, I think it's time for Morata to start. It's clear that Benzema is not in shape. He needs again these minutes to get back into that pace. But right now Morata is more match fit, and he's basically just claiming those minutes every time he goes on the pitch. And I think we're going to need that intensity from minute one instead of trying to bring on Morata with 20 minutes left to see if we can solve a problem that we unnecessarily created.
Right, we unnecessarily created because we came out looking like we already won the game when the game had just begun, and it was a game that we still needed to win. Morata, I like his intensity. The BBC they don't need to start and need to play every match because they're the BBC. We liked what we saw when they were all on. But this season we haven't seen such great play from them. I feel like they're very individual, they're very disconnected, and I'm not sure exactly how to correct that. They need to play together, they need to combine, and when they are playing all on the same page and they're all moving, not so static, and that's something that we talked about after the last match that we saw, they're really incredible, but we're not seeing that, and we need to correct it now. We can't wait
I
points.
think it's for me, it's clear that we don't have a game plan in offense.
Right.
So, I mean, we have those three brilliant players, but, they're basically like thrown out there, and we're just hoping for them to perform magically. But without a plan, I think it's clear that, they can't really connect that well when they don't really know what to do when we have the ball.
Right.
The game against Las Palmas is doing very well. We said a couple weeks ago, for us, is going to be a revelation team of the season. They've lost Kevin Prince Boateng, is one of the players I like, is one of this kind of, let's say, old legends that has come to the league to recycle himself like Pato. But yeah, I don't know. He's not going to play as good news.
Good news for us. But I think Las Palmas is a team that last season surprised us. It's a team that I think gained a lot of fans in La Liga because of the way that they play, the way that they work together, the way that they believe in each other. I mean, we saw them play some really great matches. They gave us a really hard time.
It was a miracle. We won.
We came out of that alive.
Yeah.
And so I think this is not going to be an easy match, especially because we're going to Las Palmas. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect in the way that we're playing. We know what to expect from them, which is, playing as a team, transitioning really quickly on offense. It's gonna be a tough game for us. We can't let down at any minute. Minute one.
Players to watch out for: Roque Mesa, Jonathan Vieira. Hopefully they won't complicate our life too much. Still, for a prediction, I will never say that we're not winning, but I think it's gonna be a tough one, and we're gonna have to suffer and work a lot to win. So I'm gonna go with a 2-1 for Real Madrid.
2-1. That's actually what I was gonna go with. So maybe I'll go with a 1-0. Or 0-1 for us, obviously.
It'll be good to see Real Madrid keep a clean sheet after four in the league and 1 in 5 consecutive games. So 1-0, 2-1. Let us know, Galacticos, what you think is going to happen, what do you expect from this game, and of course, we'll see you tomorrow.